Number 2, Virginia Gaines. Number 3, Stephania Harold. Number 4, Rachel Fatal. Number 5, Paige Hauschild. Team captain number 6, Maggie Stephens. Number 7, Jamie Neuschel. Number 8, Kylie Neuschel. Number 9, Aria Fisher. Number 10, Kaylee Gilchrist. Number 11, Mackenzie Fisher. Number 12, Elise Williams. Number 13, Amanda Longan. Number 14, Jordan Rainey. Head coach is Adam Krikorian, assisted by Dan Platt and Coralie Simmons. Manager is Liz Grimes. Today's referees are Milan Vermegian and Omar Bardumian.
Yeah, he's walking around there.
Today's game is being played under FINA's proposed rules. There'll be some difference if you're used to water polo rules. Just one note too, that if you're looking for the restrooms, they are over by the gym here. If you're in this area, just leave that gate and you can get to them that way. Ladies and gentlemen, to honor our two countries, please rise and remove your caps for the national anthems. First, Australia.
evening, coming to you from just off the Pacific coast here in Northern California for Game 2 of the USA Women's National Team Series against Australia. We welcome you to Pebble Beach, California, and on campus at the Stevenson School, where we have packed it in here at Pirate Pool, joined by three-time Olympic medalist Cammie Craig. Greg Meskel here with you for Team USA and Australia, two Olympic rivals getting together, coming off of a match Sunday in Berkeley where Team USA was victorious 9-2. They look to keep the winning ways going in their first match here ever in program history on campus at Stevenson. And Cammie, the community here, welcomed the squad with open arms, packed house once again to see the best in the world do business against Australia.
Always good to see a great crowd like this, and it's the energy that it provides the athletes as they compete through this game will be awesome.
Yep, they are filing in, finding every available spot here on the pool deck short of the hot tub to get in and cheer on Team USA. In the white caps, taking on Australia. In the dark caps, Aussies ready to roll here. Cammie, this is a bit of a different layout here. This pool is the appropriate length as we get a good look here at the Team USA roster and the Australia roster coming. But the width, not your typical FINA competition pool. How will that possibly impact the play here tonight?
Yeah, the pool is looking a little thin, a little skinny. And we also have the lane lines and the courses set up, which even takes a little bit more space out of the pool for them. But it's going to be tight. The girls will have to be aware of, where they are and trying to stay spread out. That wall is going to force them to be in a bit closer on their offense.
Those that have played water polo on the East Coast are saying, what are you talking about? This pool is wonderful. It is not shallow, deep. It is long, and it'll do the job. And Team USA controls the opening sprint. Here's Rachel Fatal, Paige Hochschild, Mackenzie Fisher, Aria Fisher, Maggie Steffens, Kylie Nuschel, and Ashley Johnson in net for Adam Krikorian's team here as they gear up for the FINA World Cup next month in Russia.
And as they gear up, they've kept the volume and intensity of their training up, even through these even through the games that they're playing here with Australia.
And they'll run out of time here on the shot clock. Paige Hochschild will dump it aside. And Lillian Hedges, who gets the start in goal for head coach Sakis Kajakis here of Australia. As they get into their first offensive set, here's Morgan Baxter. She's joined by Hannah Buckling, former USC Trojan, Kasia Gophers, Rowie Webster, the longtime veteran. In at 2 meters, that's Bronwyn Knox, and Bronte Halligan, the UCLA Bruin, rounding things out. Great look here from high above at Stevenson. Into Knox. Back around the way, and Johnson there closing the door near side.
That angle could really shows you how tight it is in there right now, and Bronwyn having those quick hands and kicking that ball out fast. I mean, defense is sitting right on top of the center. They have to be quick. They have to either quickly take a shot or get that ball out of there.
Aria Fisher working in close. She draws the penalty. Did a nice job there sticking with the play. She did not give up. Thought that was a steal for sure, and then was able to battle through, draw the opportunity. Kylie Nuschel will try and convert. And does, and much like the game in Berkeley, Kylie Nuschel gets things started here on the offensive end for Team USA. Our officials on this one, Levon Dermenjian, Omar Bardumian. As we are underway, early stages here in Pebble Beach, California, on the Monterey Peninsula. One of the nicest places in the United States when it comes to picturesque views.
Again, quick hands there and set, kicking the ball out, keeping the ball live.
Webster, field blocked away, turned aside. Nuschel scoring on one end, denying on the other. Here's Fatal, ordinary called. Long drive, Fisher on the move, sliding inside and just off the mark on the 360 delivery. Like the showmanship there from Fish.
A little spin to shot. Oh,
picks
wanting
the
another chance.
There it is. And then draws the exclusion on the way down. She has help. Fisher to Nuschel. It's quickly an advantage developing. Exclusion there going on Baxter. She was late to receive notice, now heads out. And that gives the Aussies time to regroup. Fatal. Hochschild popped up. Fisher other way. Around the horn. Side's coming even. Hochschild was dragged down from behind. No matter. A 2-0 lead for Team USA.
What a great read by Maggie to Paige there. They had to be quick on this because they set their 6-on-5 up just a little bit late. Paige having a full hand on her arm, but still getting it in there.
And that's where you talk about the difficulty of water polo. How hard is it? You're treading in deep water, staying up above the surface, and finishing that play.
I mean, this is something you show up at your first practice, and you're like, okay, I have to keep my head above water. I have to wrestle with this person, somehow manage to breathe, and shoot a ball. Okay, can I handle this? Yes. All right, let's go.
Australia attacking, looking for their first goal. Team USA ahead 2-0. Aria Fisher and Nia Steele. Here's Buckling.
Australia may be challenged in this narrow pool. They, based off the last game, they really like to play a spread-out offense to set up what they're looking to accomplish.
Ball turns over there as Australia looking to accomplish some offense here, but it's been a slow go. It was a very slow go in Berkeley. Shut out for a half. Here's Steffens, the team captain. A little too much on that pass on the inside.
Maggie does a great job attacking defense and always finding those centers. I had a radar out for her when I was playing with her.
Full head of steam. Here's Buckling. Buckling cruising in. Deals to Halligan. Nothing there as they regroup around the way. Gophers. Shot clock to 4. Off the bar. Rebound controlled by Hochschild on the deal from Casey. Suit grab. Official Yvonne Dermengian all over it. Aria Fisher, the guilty party.
Those early passes are so important to create. They can either go one way or the other, though.
Very true. A tussle here between Halligan and Fatal. Fisher locked up with Gophers. The entry inside. Knox spinning. Johnson's waiting.
Good pass into Knox. Knox ready, but hard to make a move further away from the cage and trying to find the back of it.
Yeah, had the open, just could not put it away. Hochschild takes a look. Steffens pours it inside. Good hesitation delivery and an exclusion. Buckling departing. Power play here to Team USA, and Hochschild's on point.
That's the tempo that you'll see that Team USA keeps to get that score up. I mean, no waiting around. Pass goes up. 2 fakes and finds the back of the cage.
The shot blockers are there for Australia, but she goes around them and in. Subs coming now for Team USA, and quickly a 3-0 lead. And for Australia, has to feel a bit repetitive from Sunday.
You can just see the physicality of this. Both teams known for being incredibly strong and fast, but playing a very tight defensive game, Team USA is.
Elise Williams will head out. She is excluded. 6-on-5 to Australia. Good opportunity here for the Aussies to strike. Team USA has gone to their bench. A new 6 have come on. Gophers. Timer to 3. Gophers has to go. She comes near side with 1. Extra pass off the bar. Ricochet, the rebound. Johnson can't get there. Score it in front. Bronwyn Knox, the veteran, cashing in.
You can see it seems so tight in there. Australia really close to the cage, and sometimes that ball just bounces right where you need it to bounce. To scoop it up is what we call a garbage goal. Clean it up.
And Australia will take it after being shut out in Berkeley for part of that match, and again without a goal here. Much needed offense.
We saw an incredibly mobile Team USA in Berkeley, and you'll see that they'll be a little bit more reserved on their movement here in such a narrow pool. Not as much space to have those clean drives go through to clear out.
Yeah, you can make the move, right, but there's nowhere to go.
Right.
Here's Gilchrist, who's come on. Stopped by Hedges. Saw that one the whole way as we near the 2-minute mark in this first quarter. Reminder, playing with those FINA test rules. We'll talk about those as we get back to the action in the second quarter, but a litany of rules here that are being tested ahead of the World Cup. Skip shot there. Ashley Johnson parries it into the seats. And the ball will come back in at 2 meters for Australia. 3-1, Team USA in front.
It's no surprise to see Buckling coming up out of set. She's a dominant defender, finds herself up on the counterattack many of times, taking those quick, aggressive shots.
Let's see where her aggression goes on this possession. Buckling being pushed out by Games, deals to Halligan. Gophers. And stolen away. Jamie Neutral controls.
Placement on passing is going to be so important, especially in these tight conditions.
Here's Stephanie Haralabitis working on Halligan. Goes inside. The exclusion. Jamie Neutral posting up, drawing the opportunity. Aaron Sini departing. And a 6-on-5. Little stoppage there. Thought perhaps a timeout. Not the case. Here's Haralabitis now. Little clock malfunction here. Looks like a forget on the reset. And this is part of those rules being tested. After an exclusion, shot clock should go back to 20. Looks like it inadvertently went back to just 2 seconds.
As inconvenient as those things can be, it's always an extra chance to get a deep breath as an athlete.
So you welcome those as Haralabitis goes bar down, but not all the way in. Hedges clears it off the front porch.
Right on the line. Great placement. Just bobbled the wrong way.
Under a minute to play, first quarter. Aussies on the move, looking to close that deficit to within 1. Lots of movement inside, and that's enough to draw an exclusion. That was nicely done by Aaron Sini. Took Haralabitis for a ride and drew the kick out. Aaron Sini. Around the perimeter. Quick passing. Halligan deals it off, and again, they connect. Able to skip it, or rather go high over Ashley Johnson. And it's a goal for the Aussies in a 3-2 game.
Great patience. You can watch as they move the ball around, really attacking and selling that shot. One extra pass, leaving it to be a hard position for Ashley to get her hands on that.
That's Aaron Sini cashing in, and we've got ourselves a game here, 3-2, with 35 seconds to play in the first. Here's Williams looking for Jordan Rainey. Games in at about 3 meters, posting up. Williams gives a look, lets it go, and is off the mark, missing wide. Just 10 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Final moments here of the first. Hedges pushes ahead. Here's Gopher. 2 seconds left. 1, and she won't get a shot off. Knocked down by Gilchrist, and that is all for the first quarter. So a strong start for Team USA, but Australia has battled back, and we've got ourselves a game here. 3-2, Team USA in front. We are back with the second quarter. You're watching live on USA Water Polo TV from Pebble Beach, California. You never know where the next Olympian might be coming from, but it could be water polo, and that starts with Splash Ball. Splash Ball is a program for children ages 5 through 9 designed to introduce them to the sport of water polo while promoting water safety. Improve swimming skills and learn a sport you'll love for a lifetime. For more information, visit splashballusa.org. So we're back here. Second quarter is about to begin, and we need to talk about some of the rules that are being tested. Cammie, here is a look at the rules that are being tested ahead of the FINA World Cup, as they're going to demo some new rules there. A couple of them that have jumped out, the shot clock resetting to 20 seconds after corner throws and on rebounds. And talk about free throws as well. Substitutions, that bottom one here on this first page, they didn't really take much advantage of that in the first game in Berkeley.
I think it's going to take a moment for these new rules to sink in and see how they can be used to the advantage of each team, right? There was one half-tank sub in Berkeley. A few smiles and giggles shared there, as it is something so new to the game. And talked a little bit about the internal clock. Clock resetting to 20, you know, typically it's resetting to 30, and as an athlete, and you're out there playing, you have this internal clock of knowing when you're going to have to get that shot off, and potentially, you know, athletes feeling rushed and trying to move more quickly to play within that 20 seconds. So I think it'll, like I said, it'll take a minute for these new rules to sink in and see how to use them best to the advantage of the opponent.
And with that in mind, we'll keep an eye on if any of these rules are taken advantage of in the second quarter as we get underway. Pirate pool on campus at Stevenson School here in Pebble Beach. They've got a water polo program here, a couple of local clubs in the area looking to grow the game, and an opportunity to inspire the next generation with this contest. Team USA #1 ranked team in the world ahead of Australia 3-2. Shot clock to 8. Hochschild, Neuschel. Fisher a long way from home, lets it go, and it's field blocked, but will come right to Rachel Fatal. She jams it in. Nobody home to help on the rebound.
You see Team USA taking their time setting up each pass, looking like shooters, deflected, again, right place, right time.
And you can see Webster pointing to Ridge. Need to cover that up, make sure we control those rebounds before heading the other direction. Now, is that just from a fundamental standpoint, is that bad luck for Ridge, or is it on that defender to know where that ball is before heading to the offensive end?
Both come into play, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to follow through and make sure that's landing in a safe place. It's closer to your goalie than it is the offensive opponent. So, check again.
Alice Williams has come on. She's field blocked away by Kylie Neuschel. A big shout out to all of our fans watching here on Facebook Live and on YouTube.
Team USA being a little bit more reserved, not moving as much, as there's not as much space in the pool right now to have all that movement going on.
Shot clock about to run out on Fatal. And hits again, so Rachel Fatal jams it in on the rebound, and now it shows the marksmanship from outside.
There's so much patience that comes into play when you're passing the ball around the perimeter and trying to create and find those lanes to get that ball into the back of the cage. It takes every player who has the ball in their hand looking like a shooter, looking like a threat, and attacking.
And Fatal a threat now on the hustle plays, the rebound, and from the outside. Off the bar and out, rebound Johnson. On the way down and a kick out against Australia. That's Buckland going off. And a timeout called by Adam Krikorian. With 6:12 to play, second quarter.
That's the second shot that we've seen in this game so far from Australia that has hit the bar and almost looked like it flipped the cage back. Definitely some heat coming off those shots.
We saw Fatal now with 2 goals, and I think this can happen sometimes on really talented teams, but some of the really outstanding players can almost feel a bit overlooked. You look at this USA roster, and Maggie, of course, the captain, getting a lot of accolades. Ashley in goal. You have Kylie Neuschel. Let's cite him in the awards they won in college championships. Rachel coming out of UCLA, unable to win an NCAA title in her time, didn't win the Catino Award, didn't check some of those boxes that maybe a lot of the other members of the team have. But when you look at this group, the value she brings to the squad, really as good as anyone else they have on this team.
Absolutely. There's no lack of talent. And as they sub in the first group with the second group, I mean, there's very little dip in level of play. Rachel, a fantastic player, incredibly athletic and a fierce competitor. She's definitely a player that you love being in the water with. And her aggression is something that, you know, really brings that next level of play. Like, let's get after it. Let's get on it, you know. She's able to do things with her body and using her leg strength and her fitness level that you can't see a lot of other players recreate.
Has a water polo and a volleyball background coming out of the Seal Beach, California area. And that's a similar story for a lot of these players in that they played multiple sports growing up, and it so happens they were the best at water polo. Neuschel goes to Fisher. Around the way, Steffens. Good look inside. Almost 3 in a row for Fatal. She bars out on that one.
Maggie and Rachel looking for that love connection once again. Oh.
Well, confusion there. How does the shot clock expire? That's a table error as there was a rebound off of the shot.
Definitely a good look from Maggie to Rachel. We saw 2 of those happen, those 2 connections happen in the Berkeley game.
I think what we're seeing here a couple of times is in an effort to get things back to 20 seconds, which a lot of these scoreboards aren't built to do right now in these test rules. You're getting a lot of 2-second shot clocks and seeing shot clock violations.
Robot malfunctions.
On that last attempt there, you could see frustration, too, from Lillian Hedges in goal. Feels like she's under fire right now, taking on a lot of shots. Fatal to Fisher. Almost out of time. Off the bar. These cages, the anti-wave goal is getting a workout here in the first half. Neuschel turns away Webster. She hangs on to it. Exclusion on Aria Fisher. Power play to Australia. This was a 3-2 game. Team USA ran off 2 in a row. Webster.
You can see Arancini running into the wall there just a bit.
Near side, Arancini scored from that angle previously. Timer to 3, too much on that pass. This will end that possession, and Halligan smartly dumps it.
Challenging 6-on-5 for Australia with a few high passes and overpass that really becomes disruptive to their 6-on-5 opportunity.
Games in a tussle. Arancini. What a battle. And too much from Brigitta, and they're still tangled. What did you see there, Cameron?
It's tough coming in from the position that games came in from. It's a challenging to come in on such a strong defender, and you can see them trying to get unorganized and untangled. I think as this game goes on, as they're on day 4 training against each other, and we've only seen them play 1 game, but they've been seeing each other since then every day, training hard and working hard against each other.
Oh, Johnson out. This is trouble, but she's able to go back and get it. There wasn't much of a wave to carry that one into the cage. A little more speed on that one, and that was the goal.
We saw Ashley coming out of the cage quite a bit in the last game.
Good look. Oh, they run that to perfection. Hochschild to Steffens, dunks it in close.
You can see her moving in, Hochschild moving in with the ball, still looking like a threat, having the ball up in a great position to hand that pass off to Maggie for a great finish.
After the play, Knox there talking to her fellow defender Halligan. They both went to Hochschild. They both left Steffens. And so in that case, someone should stick back with Maggie on the drive through.
It's hard to receive that communication after the fact.
It
needs to
is.
be an in-moment thing.
It is. After the fact does only good for the next time around as the goal's been scored. A 6-2 lead for Team USA. Gophers. Suit grab will head the other direction.
Refs seeming to keep the game pretty clean.
Yeah, we haven't seen the physicality get out of hand. Too much on that pass. Gilchrist able to hunt that one down in the corner.
Team USA being patient on the pass around the perimeter.
Williams tries to dump it off to her left. Shot clock about to expire. Ordinary called as Gilchrist will regroup. Williams will dump it aside. Shot clock was running out. Inside Webster. Rainey excluded. 6-on-5 for Australia.
You'll see a number of different players for Australia setting. They have so many players that are able to go in there and do a great job.
Something similar we see with Team USA. They do have the centers, but they also have a variety of athletes that can post up.
Yes. Makes it really difficult to defend.
Shot clock to 3. Arancini off the bar. Rebound Williams.
We have center ball side. This is a good position to be in.
Nuschel, Aralabitis. They're guarding games closely. Nuschel sails it wide of the cage. And it's back to Australia. Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half.
With the pool being so much tighter, it almost takes one element of the game away, and that's the center. You know, Australia's done a good job of putting the ball right on the center's hand, and the center kicking the ball out quickly or making a quick move with it. But you'll find there hasn't been too many center entry passes for Team USA at this point.
And it's not as if they haven't looked for them. The centers have put in the work to try and get position. But as you spoke about, the width of the pool has made it very easy to keep an eye on that center.
Absolutely.
Off the bar, Gilchrist, no good. Long rebound, Rainey.
You could hear Team USA coach Adam screaming, balance, balance. Balance is so important in a smaller pool or a tighter pool. The moment that you're out of balance, you're constantly working against the grain to get your offense going.
That got into games, but it trickled past her. You can see the timing is even tighter on those entry passes.
Yes.
They've got to go quick. If it's not there, it's a steal.
Kaylee Gilchrist with a good old no-look pass.
Johnson controls, much to the delight of the crowd here at Pirate Pool.
Rowie Webster turning to the inside. Left hand kicks the ball up to her right for a shot. To have the time to do that is impressive.
I always love when they're able to tap it with the foot and the catch and shoot. You don't see it very often.
That's the desperation from a center. Let me see if I can just get my foot on this, make something happen.
Karalabitis off the post. And that is all for the first half here at Stevenson. Hedges lets fly. Johnson controls. And the first half is done. Team USA leads Australia 6-2 as we've reached halftime. We will take a timeout and return with the third quarter. You're watching USA Water Polo TV right here live from Pebble Beach, California. You never know where the next Olympian might be coming from, but it could be water polo, and that starts with Splash Ball. Splash Ball is a program for children ages 5 through 9 designed to introduce them to the sport of water polo while promoting water safety. Improve swimming skills and learn a sport you'll love for a lifetime. For more information, visit splashballusa.org.
So, you've got your hard-earned money, but you're not sure where to put it. Well, one of the best things that you can do is put it into a credit union. Credit unions are like banks, only better. They offer higher rates of return, lower fees, and are safe and secure. And because they're not for profit, they're all about putting the people first. With credit unions, you're not just another face in the crowd, you're a member. And credit unions are member-owned and member-operated. Take control of your finances. Visit or contact Sea Air Federal Credit Union to find out all of the great reasons why you should join.
Welcome back to Pirate Pool on campus at Stevenson School. Cammie Craig and Greg Meskel here with you. Third quarter underway. Team USA leading Australia 6-2. As we get things started here, USA in the white caps, Australia in the green. Second of a 3-game series between these two longtime rivals.
Right away, you'll notice Team USA is without their traditional centers, and they're playing a more mobile offense here.
Entry into Elise Williams. She dumps that one aside as the pressure was coming. And you talked about the centers earlier and how maybe this pool isn't conducive really to center play. So looking to explore some other options.
I know I keep coming back to how narrow the pool is, but it really does affect the style of play when you're forced to play in much tighter. For both teams, you know, they're having to be creative and think of different ways to make offense happen.
And I mentioned the Northeast earlier, but all of our friends that are gearing up for the college water polo season, as the attempt here is tipped out, Amanda Longan has come on in goal for Team USA. But with the exception of a couple of pools, as you look back east at the CWPA starting up here in men's water polo, a lot of these programs play in pools that are not only this narrow, maybe even narrower, and then shorter. And in a shallow deep, it really does force you to be creative on offense and how you're going to work with your surroundings. Longan controls that one.
Again, defense is not too far away in a more narrow pool.
It's true. Hochschild. Pressured here near side, Pascal Casey.
Team USA looking for that movement.
Amanda Williams, she's double teamed, a near steal. Ordinary, loads it up for Neuschel, and she is off the mark.
You could see Kylie already getting up on her legs before that pass even got to her hand, setting her body up to get that quick shot off. You could tell she wanted it to be out of her hand before it was even in it.
And that's part of the anticipation, part of this group working well together, waiting for those moments.
These summers usually little action there.
Little action, little exclusion on Steffens. It's a power play here for Australia in desperate need of a goal. This was a 3-2 USA game. It's been all Team USA since. Webster. Arancini. And now to Gophers. Save Longan.
I think Australia is struggling to find who was going to take the shot on that. Wasn't quite there in setup-wise, just passing the ball around. Are you going to shoot it? Are you going to shoot it? Lacking a little bit of setup there.
Arancini picks the pocket. Trouble here for Team USA. Bronwyn Knox cruising in. Steffens giving chase. Slows down Knox enough to allow her team to get back, and good recovery there from Team USA. And that looked to be a great opportunity unfolding for Australia. Now they're back to a half-court set.
Australia, known to be a great counterattack team, always pushing the tempo.
Entry in. The exclusion. Hochschild excluded, and a timeout called by Australia. 6-on-5 coming here with 4:46 to play in the third quarter.
These 6-on-5 opportunities are so important for Australia and really even Team USA, but games can really be won and lost in these opportunities. You look at games that are much tighter scores, it comes down to who's making those stops on 5-on-6 and who's getting those finishes on the 6-on-5.
These two teams getting ready for the FINA World Cup next month in Russia. Live coverage of that event available on FINA TV. And while in Berkeley, this senior team also got time to hang out with the youth national team as they are getting set to head to Belgrade, Serbia for the FINA Women's Youth World Championship. So a busy summer for the pipeline teams between UANA events, Youth World Championships, men's cadet team traveling internationally, and the USA Senior Men will also have their World Cup coming up in Germany in September. So a big finish here to a busy summer of Team USA action.
Team USA running a bit of a storm trying to push Australia out on their 6-on-5.
Webster will have a look, and it's eaten up in close. Stephens is there with Neuschel as Hochschild returns.
Team USA needing to balance here as they come down quick on that counterattack.
And here Krikorian yell for balance. Fisher takes it herself, hedges the save, the rebound, and an ordinary. And Fatal there again looking for the garbage goal. She will control it, draw the ordinary, and get new life with 20 seconds back on the shot clock. Hochschild to Stephens. Low skip, Hedges swats that one away. Tough angle, that came in hot.
Seems like the only opportunity at the time. Again, being mobile and having to stay balanced and clear out right after in such a narrow pool is difficult. The girls will be challenged to run this type of offense in a pool of this size.
Halligan. And now off the ball. Williams excluded. She has been battling with Webster for a while now.
Again, Team USA storming out on Australia and pushing them back on that 6-on-5. Australia really needing to capitalize on some of these opportunities and just not able to find the back of the cage.
Fatal controls that one on the field block, but it comes right back to Australia, and again we'll have a clock malfunction for the moment. We'll play on. And they'll say a shot clock violation. Ball will turn over, and here's Team USA and Gilchrist. Neuschel tries give and go with Hochschild. Halligan wise to that.
Quite a bit of movement going on in front of the cage there.
Indeed. A collision between Neuschel and Fisher. And that one's thrown away. Looking long pass for Neuschel, but instead Webster's there.
This is why these games and these opportunities to play in series like this are so important, as the girls are continuously growing and learning each other as teammates and a cohesive group. Unlike college, you know, national team doesn't have a season where you can play multiple games. We have to wait for tournaments to really put in that time and play those types of games, and that's when you're expected to turn on and perform. So there's not a lot of leading up to that. It's just one-on-one training and opportunities like this, training camps and series with other teams that really allow you to grow in the ways that you need to.
You're exactly right. You have to microwave that chemistry in some instances. Exclusion on Gophers. And a goal. Beautiful delivery from Mackenzie Fisher.
Team USA up by 5, but again, continuously pushing that tempo. You won't see Team USA relax, ever.
Second look here on the exclusion, and Fisher. Little sidearm delivery.
Mackenzie Fisher is so long, and she's really able to bring her arm out wide to find that angle. She barely even leans, which is hard to do when you're trying to get all the way across the cage.
You talked about the lack of a season, and you're right. The college team has that advantage, but then when you look towards Olympic training, the national team trains so intensely for so long, they become the most well-oiled water polo machine beyond what any college could do, just given the amount of time they're spending together.
Right, and I think there's a fine balance in that, and really having to trust the process and trust in your coach and knowing that he's seeing your growth along the way.
Amy Ridge gets one back for Australia, a much-needed score to cut it to 7-3 with 1:09 left in the third. Ridge spent some time at the University of Michigan. Maddie Steer on this Australia roster, also playing for the Ann Arbor-based Wolverines these days. Steffens draws a big crowd. And an exclusion. That will go against Ridge. So scoring on one end, excluded on the other. Arlabides. Gilchrist looking inside, nothing there. Arlabides, catch and shoot. The lefty connects.
Jamie Nuschel and Kaylee Gilchrist really anchoring it down on this side. Long pass. It's hard for a goalie to move across the cage that far, and being ready and prepared to throw that ball in right away.
And having a regular lefty on the squad, not something that you had experience with on Team USA for quite some time. You really had to go back several years to have a regular lefty in the rotation. How does that change things?
It's just another weapon. That's what you're constantly looking for out there, is different weapons, different looks. But you're right. I think 2008, Brittany Hayes was our last lefty on a Team USA squad.
So there's some discussion here about this last goal.
The nice thing about playing quite a few games is that it's constant feedback, right? And when you're training for a year straight and preparing for an Olympics, there's not that constant feedback that you're looking for.
Well, you must get a sense day-to-day in practice how things have gone.
Your coach tells you the constant feedback.
Knox, the lob, and Longin has it. And that is all for the third quarter. 3 complete here at Stevenson, and Team USA in command once more. Ahead 8-3, fourth quarter coming up. Stay with us, you're watching live from Pebble Beach on USA Water Polo TV. You never know where the next Olympian might be coming from, but it could be water polo, and that starts with Splash Ball. Splash Ball is a program for children ages 5 through 9 designed to introduce them to the sport of water polo while promoting water safety. Improve swimming skills and learn a sport you'll love for a lifetime. For more information, visit splashballusa.org.
So, you've got your hard-earned money, but you're not sure where to put it. Well, one of the best things that you can do is put it into a credit union. Credit unions are like banks, only better. They offer higher rates of return, lower fees, and are safe and secure. And because they're not for profit, they're all about putting the people first. With credit unions, you're not just another face in the crowd, you're a member. And credit unions are member-owned and member-operated. Take control of your finances. Visit or contact Sea Air Federal Credit Union to find out all of the great reasons why you should join.
Fourth quarter coming up here at Stevenson School. We're here on the Monterey Peninsula. Cammie Craig and Greg Meskel here with you. We are back Sunday afternoon at Santa Barbara High School in Santa Barbara. A 2 p.m. Pacific time start as we close out this 3-game series between Team USA and Australia. And we're underway here in the fourth.
Team USA taking all 4 sprints this game. Little known fact about this team is that they are incredibly fast. I'm talking like Olympic time trial fast.
And they do it very well head up with a ball in front of them as opposed to goggles on, head down. Here's Fisher. Brigitte Games has returned. She's inside. Couple of big fakes and then a field block there from Bronwyn Knox.
Brigitte Games with great position and set, allowing Fish that time to kind of pick apart the goalie, have a few fakes on the cage, and take that shot.
One other caveat in this pool is you'll see the referee on the far side can only go halfway. So an added officiating wrinkle here. This is why these are exhibitions. You can have these games in different facilities and get an opportunity to bring water polo to different places. Not every place that is growing the game is going to have the big 50-meter all-deep pool. Fatal goes inside. Games does enough to draw the exclusion. And Steffens caps it with the quick release.
Again, Fatal to Steffens, the love connection.
Gonna get that phrase copyrighted for these two. You should get a t-shirt maybe.
Yeah.
Maggie and Rachel on the shirt. Some quick passes. And there it is again.
Rachel with 2 great passes to set that up. I mean, the way that she attacked and just placed it right in there on Brietta's hands, earning the ejection, and then a quick to Maggie on the 6-on-5. Those are gifts wrapped nicely.
Here's a gift, but Longen is there. Return to sender.
Great move by Buckling. Maybe a hand hit the ball, got a piece of it, and slipped right out of her hand.
Neutral. And the Games now. Backs it up and draws the power play.
There's so much work that goes into gaining that position before she's even having an opportunity to receive the ball.
Hochschild tries to paint the corner and skims that one out of play on the save from Hedges. Steffens, the bobble. Fatal, the redirect. What a play! Fatal to Fisher off the fingertips and in.
Good setup by Maggie and great read by Rachel. That ball's coming in quick because it needs to, allowing Fish the time to get a little bit of touch on it and into the back of the cage.
Fish being dragged the other direction has the presence of mind to put the hand up and gets enough on that one to put it home. And a 10-3 lead.
A 10-3 lead, and you still see Team USA running a really tight, aggressive press defense.
Halligan. She'll let it go. On the skip, nicely done, Bronte Halligan, as the shot clock was about to expire. Off the ordinary, she delivers.
Up on her legs, just finding that lane, sneaking it in.
Aralabitis. Give and go with Nuschel. Fatala on the swirling drive through. Now they go inside. Aria Fisher from behind. And they'll call an ordinary the last minute with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fisher from distance rips it bar down. And the rebound controlled by Australia. We've talked about this venue. We've got to give a shout out to the folks here at Stevenson School for hosting Team USA for a couple of days here on campus. Allowing them to train in the pool, hosting this game, hosting them to stay here on campus. And it's been a great stop in Berkeley and now again here in Stevenson, and expecting more of the same in Santa Barbara.
Oh, quick look into outstanding. That's exactly what those passes will lead to, opportunity.
And it does lead to a 6-on-5 opportunity. Nuschel. Fisher. Looking inside, Hochschild's waiting there. Now Nuschel stuffs it, and Hedges turns it away. Tried to jam that one in on the near side.
Mackenzie Fisher taking care of business in the 2-meter defender position,
Yeah,
staying front, allowing the girls to stay in a press.
Battling with Armit, and then Aria Fisher, younger sister, comes over to help. Aralabitis inside, Fisher just off the mark, tried the one-time redirect. Exclusion. This is against Kylie Nuschel. And Australia will take a timeout with 3:20 left here in the fourth, trailing 10-4. It's been Team USA's day once again in this matchup. It was a 3-2 game early, and it seemed like we were destined for a closer game than what we saw Sunday in Berkeley, but then Team USA able to pull away and just kept building on that lead.
And never taking a moment to fall asleep on Team USA. They will find a way to capitalize.
So we're looking ahead towards one more game. Sunday, Cammie Craig Day, they're calling it. Hearing some rumors swirling, we might see number 12 back at it again on Sunday.
Quite possibly, yes. I may be jumping in the pool, just, you know, see what it feels like.
See what you can do out there. Mix it up. They're going to just take you 2-2 all day.
I hope not. I really hope my 2-year taper serves me well. And hopefully the 1 minute that I will be playing. My 2-year taper.
You swim every day. People follow your Instagram. you're at the Long Beach pool swimming every morning. That one bar out.
I am. The Belmont pool, 7 a.m. Be there.
Although I imagine maybe the workouts aren't as intense as they once were.
You got that right.
Lob attempt is over the cage and away. Another capacity crowd on hand here at Stevenson. Filled this pool deck with bleachers to accommodate all the fans. Fisher. That nearly was redirected once more as Steffens was on the inside.
It's the second time in the last 2 games we've seen Steffens with that move, and her teammates are able to read that as she sets herself up for that quick pass.
Knox and Williams do their dance at 2 meters. Webster, field blocked out front by Fatal. Longan gathers it up. And we near 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. Fisher, far side. Goes Hochschild. Gilchrist working in low, looking for space. They go into her. The backhand dunks it in. Kaylee Gilchrist. The quick snap to the ball, and the backhander's on point.
We talked about different players being able to post up and be a threat in that center position. Kaylee Gilchrist is no stranger to being a threat in that center position. That quick backhand and working back in set is something we saw a lot in our USC days, and is definitely a lethal weapon here.
Big changes here for Team USA. Still get some of their bench involved with 90 seconds left in the 4th quarter as Gilchrist puts them ahead 11-4. Webster. No steal for neutral as there's an ordinary. Steer. Swatted in close. Fatal got a piece of it. And Longan now on the outlet. Here's Gilchrist.
Oh.
Doesn't see it, but now she'll feel it, but can't turn in time. Halligan with the takeaway. And 1 minute remaining in this one.
Australia here with 1 more possession to play.
Entry in, and Longan and Fatal there to knock it away from Webster.
Those long passes are difficult to be on the receiving end of. Defense has time to adjust and guard it appropriately.
Aralabitis into Fisher, who has set up shop all alone in at 2 meters. She will draw the exclusion on Gophers. The redirect field block defense is there from Australia. And that should be all for Team USA on offense in this one. Shot clock is off, just 15 seconds to play. Overpass. Halligan will chase it down, but that will do it for this matchup as time expires in the 4th. And another strong victory for Team USA as they defeat Australia 11-4. So a 9-2 win Sunday, 11-4 here tonight at Stevenson. And again, Cammie, they set the tone early, got the lead early. Australia made it a little tighter, and then Team USA again created that distance.
I mean, it's a game that I didn't think we'd see. I thought it would be a bit of a tighter game today, but you know, these girls are using these games to work through whatever they're working through right now, get to learn, you know, their teammates a little bit better, and again, prepare themselves for World Cup. That is the main focus for them here. This is training. This is part of the series. World Cup is the end goal of this summer.
At the final major tournament of the 2018 calendar year. High fives exchanged here. And for Australia, yes, they're losers here in these first 2 games, but same point. This is not that important. They are focusing on the tournament coming up here. They want to be ready for the FINA World Cup. So that is their aim as well. Another excellent environment here as this packed house ready to cheer on Team USA. And even though it is just training, certainly confidence builders for this group as they gel together ahead of that World Cup.
Absolutely. It's repetition, repetition. Love being prepared and using these real game situations to do so.
So the final here, Team USA 11, Australia 4. That is all for this match. Don't forget, join us Sunday afternoon at Santa Barbara High School, a 2 p.m. Pacific start, the finale of this 3-game series, USA and Australia. We will join you then. We'll also honor my partner, Cammie Craig. Looking forward to a great day in Santa Barbara. But that'll do it for us here tonight in Pebble Beach. Thanks again for joining us and tuning in. For Cammie Craig and our entire webcast production team, Greg Meskel signing off, saying thanks for joining us and have a great evening.